Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Mel B, the fearless force behind Scary Spice and beyond. Melanie Brown, known to the world as Mel B or Eternally. Scary Spice has spent more than 3 decades commanding attention with her unmistakable voice, fierce personality, and zero-nonsense confidence. As a singer, TV personality, author, and outspoken advocate, she remains one of the most dynamic figures to emerge from British pop culture. Early life and rise to stardom. Born May 29, 1975, in Leeds, England, Melanie Janine Brown grew up surrounded by music, dance, and a strong family bond that encouraged creativity. After studying performing arts, she hit the audition circuit, and everything changed in 1994, when she earned a spot in a new girl group that would become a global phenomenon, the Spice Girls. The Spice Girls era. Girl power goes global with her big hair, big energy, and even bigger personality. Mel B embodied Scary Spice, the loud, unapologetic avatar of the girl power movement. The Spice Girls skyrocketed to international fame with hits like Wannabe, Say You'll Be There, and Spice Up Your Life, selling over 100 million records worldwide and becoming the most successful girl group in history. Mel B stood out with her raspy vocals, wild fashion sense, and the attitude that made the Spice Girls feel fun, chaotic, and fearless. Solo ventures and reinvention. After the group paused in 2000, Mel B launched a solo career, releasing albums such as Hot, 2000, and LA State of Mind, 2005, featuring songs like I Want You Back, which hit #1 in the UK. She also expanded into stage work, taking on the role of Mimi in the Broadway production of Rent. Television became her next powerful lane. Mel B found fresh fame as a judge on America's Got Talent, a contestant, and later judge on The X Factor UK, a competing finalist on Dancing with the Stars. Her charismatic, unfiltered presence made her one of the most recognizable personalities on reality TV. Advocacy, memoirs, and speaking out. In recent years, Mel B has become a leading voice on issues surrounding domestic abuse. Her 2018 memoir, Brutally Honest, drew widespread praise for its candid, raw account of surviving an abusive marriage and rebuilding her life. She later became a patron and campaigner for domestic violence charities, using her platform to amplify stories often left unheard. Her work earned her an MBE in 2022 for services to charitable causes and vulnerable women. Spice Girls' legacy and continuing influence. The Spice Girls reunited several times, most notably for the 2019 Spice World Tour, where Mel B once again proved she can electrify stadiums with pure attitude and charisma. Today, she continues to appear on TV, advocate for women, and charm fans with the same unapologetic fire that made her a star. A cultural icon with staying power. Mel B's career is a story of resilience, reinvention, and raw authenticity. From global pop icon to outspoken advocate, she remains a fearless figure who doesn't just entertain, she inspires. Mel B. A deeper look at the life, legacy, and impact of the iconic Scary Spice. Melanie Brown has never been shy, quiet, or easy to ignore, and that's exactly why she became a cultural force. Across decades of fame, she's lived boldly, worked relentlessly, and stood her ground through storms that would have crushed almost anyone else. Mel B's story isn't just pop music nostalgia. It's the story of a woman constantly evolving in public, still finding ways to surprise her audience. Early life in Leeds. Roots of a powerhouse born to a British mother and a Nevisian father. Mel B grew up in a mixed-race family at a time when that wasn't common in her hometown of Leeds. She faced racism early on, but instead of shrinking, she developed the tough, direct personality that would later become her trademark. As a teen, she studied at the Intake High School for the Arts, where she focused on dance and performance. Friends later recalled that she always had that main character energy, magnetic, loud, and fiercely confident. Before the Spice Girls, Mel B briefly worked as a dancer in Blackpool and auditioned constantly for girl groups, musicals, and TV projects. She wasn't famous yet, but she was hungry. The Spice Girls revolution. Why Mel B stood out when the Spice Girls formed in 1994. Each member brought a distinct vibe, but Mel B was the bolt of electricity. With leopard print everything, platform shoes, and a wild mane of curls, she looked like fun and acted like freedom. Her nickname Scary Spice wasn't actually an insult. A UK magazine coined it because she was the most outspoken, funny, and unpredictable member. She was the one cracking jokes, pushing boundaries, and giving the group that sparkle of chaos that made them iconic. Musically, Mel B supplied signature raspy vocals, natural ad-libs, and hype-energy harmony lines that blended R&B attitude into pop behind the scenes. She was also one of the most business-minded members, known for negotiating hard and pushing the group's girl power identity. Solo career. Reinventing herself outside the girl group after the Spice Girls went on hiatus in 2000. Mel B jumped straight into solo work. Music. Her debut solo album Hot 2000, produced I Want You Back, UK number 1, Tell Me, UK top 5, Feels So Good, UK top 5. Her second album, LA State of Mind, 2005, was a more personal, indie pop project that showed a softer side. Though her solo music didn't match Spice Girls' level success, it demonstrated that she wasn't afraid to experiment and express herself outside the group's bubble. Stage work. In 2004, Mel B shocked critics with her emotional performance as Mimi in the Broadway production of Rent. It proved she wasn't just a pop star, she had acting and musical theater chops too. Television stardom. A natural on screen. Mel B's second act came on global TV screens, where she became a go-to personality for competition shows. Her boldness and emotional honesty made her TV gold. She became a fan-favorite judge on America's Got Talent, The X Factor UK, The Voice Kids Australia, The Masked Singer Australia. What made her popular wasn't just her charisma. It was her ability to mix humor with genuine sensitivity. She'd comfort contestants in one moment and hype them up like a sister in the next. Her stint on Dancing with the Stars in 2007, where she finished in second place, revived public attention and reminded audiences of her athleticism and drive. Personal struggles and rebirth. Mel B's private life took a dark turn during her marriage to producer Stephen Belafonte. For years, she struggled in silence, a contrast to her bold public persona. Brutally Honest, a book that changed conversations. In 2018, she released her memoir Brutally Honest, which peeled back every layer of her life: fame, trauma, resilience, and recovery. The book was widely acclaimed for its vulnerability and candor. Since then, Mel B has become a prominent advocate for domestic violence awareness, women's safety, empowering survivors. In 2022, she received the Member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, for her charitable work, an honor that meant more to her than any award from the entertainment industry. Spice Girls reunions. Still a powerhouse, Mel B has always been the unofficial MVP of Spice Girls reunions. She practically willed their 2019 tour into existence, repeatedly hinting, sometimes teasing, sometimes trolling, that the group would get back together. When they finally did, she lit up stadiums with the same wild, contagious energy she had in the 90s. Fans often said she embodied the original spirit of the group more than anyone else. Even today, she keeps the hope alive whenever she's interviewed, and fans love her for that. Where Mel B stands today, Mel B continues to appear on reality TV competitions, advocate for women's safety, speak at events and universities, participate in spice-related projects. Work on new media ventures, including documentaries and speaking tours. She remains unpredictable in the best way, one moment cracking jokes, the next sharing deeply personal truths. A legacy built on strength and spirit. Mel B isn't just a pop icon, she's a survivor, a trailblazer, and a personality whose authenticity still resonates across generations. Her impact can be felt in the legacy of the Spice Girls, modern girl groups inspired by their blueprint, survivors who found strength in her story, fans who grew up with her boldness and bravery. Mel B never stopped being scary. Spice, she just expanded what scary meant. Fearless, honest, powerful, and unbreakably real. Mel B, an expanded, in-depth portrait of the woman behind the icon. Mel B's life is the kind of story Hollywood wishes it could write. A mix of explosive fame, personal reinvention, heartbreak, triumph, and a whole lot of unapologetic personality. To understand her fully, you have to look at the way she's constantly rebuilt herself, pushed through obstacles, and somehow kept her humor intact. Let's go even wider and deeper. A multicultural childhood and the making of her fire. Growing up as a biracial kid in 1980s Britain wasn't easy. Mel B has talked about facing prejudice in school and on the street. She learned to be loud, bold, and defensive, not because she wanted attention, but because she needed armor. That early resilience became part of her brand. She didn't shrink herself. She didn't tame her voice. She didn't apologize for being too much. This too much energy later became exactly what the Spice Girls needed to explode. The Spice Girls explosion. Mel B is the group's engine. The moment the Spice Girls hit the scene, you could tell Mel B was the spark plug, the one who charged the atmosphere. She could flip from silly to serious in half a breath, and she delivered the group's attitude like she'd been born for it. Her role inside the group, while Victoria was the chic one, Emma the sweet one, Mel C the athletic one, and Jerry the statement maker, Mel B was the soul, the raw, adrenaline-pumping heartbeat. She brought that trademark growl, fearless stage presence, playful banter, mischievous behavior, boundary-pushing boldness. She'd jump on hosts, tease interviewers, scream into mics, and bring chaos in the most delightful way. The cultural impact. The Spice Girls didn't just become stars, they became a movement. And Scary Spice was the one little girls mimicked when they wanted to feel strong, loud, and unstoppable. Mel B became an early icon for girls who didn't fit the quiet and cute mold. Businesswoman behind the scenes. People sometimes forget Mel B's sharp business mind. She was heavily involved in negotiating Spice Girls deals and was one of the fiercest protectors of the group's brand. She was instrumental in pushing for merchandising expansion, shaping the group's public identity, keeping the girl power message front and center, making sure the group's deals actually benefited the group. The Spice Girls didn't just succeed because of the music, they succeeded because the women behind the brand were savvy. Mel B was one of the savviest. Post-Spice Girls, reinvention, hustle, and evolution. After the group paused, Mel B didn't slow down. She pivoted, again and again, through music, acting, television, and entrepreneurship. Acting besides Rent, she appeared in The Vagina Monologues, Burn It Beau, Selecta, Coronation Street. Guest appearances. She also wrote and performed a one-woman show, showcasing her ability to command an audience even without music or backup dancers. Brands and products. Mel B entered the fitness world early, releasing Totally Fit DVD, Totally Fit lifestyle program, multiple wellness-related partnerships. She tapped into her athletic image long before celebrity fitness brands became common. TV power era. Peak Mel B. Her television career deserves its own spotlight. America's Got Talent, 2013 to 2019. Mel B became a fan favorite because she was emotional, funny, expressive, relatable, unfiltered. Her reactions alone became meme material. She was genuinely rooting for contestants, especially underdogs, and that warmth made her stand out. The X Factor UK. She gave some of the show's most viral feedback moments and was known for spotting raw talent over polished performers. Other shows she appeared on or hosted: The Voice Kids Lip Sync Battle, The Masked Singer Australia, America's Got Talent. The Champions. Mel B became an international TV staple, not just a pop star doing guest spots, but a full-on global personality. The Unfiltered Advocate. A voice for survivors after escaping her abusive marriage, Mel B made the brave choice to speak publicly instead of protecting her image. Her openness sparked media conversations, legislative discussions, awareness campaigns, global recognition. She became the face of truth-telling. Messy, emotional, painful, but powerful. Her work earned her awards, recognition, and respect, especially for those who saw beyond the glamorous facade. Motherhood. The center of her world. Mel B has 3 daughters, Phoenix, Angel, and Madison, and she often talks about how they anchored her during her hardest times. She has described motherhood as healing, grounding, a source of strength. Her proudest role. Her daughters also appear with her on social media and at events, showing a tight-knit family bond. The 2019 reunion tour. The return of Scary Spice. The Spice World Stadium Tour in 2019 wasn't just nostalgia, it was a flex. Mel B was the loudest, the most energetic, the most electric, the most Spice Girls of them all. Fans often said, if Mel B wasn't there, it wouldn't feel like the Spice Girls. She even inspired new generations of fans who weren't born when the group first debuted. Mel B today. The reinvented icon. She continues to expand her portfolio with books, documentaries, charity, leadership, television, judging, Spice Girls legacy projects. She's become a woman defined by honesty, even the uncomfortable kind. Why Mel B still matters. Mel B represents resilience, boldness, authenticity, survival, joy, sisterhood, empowerment. She is a pop star, an advocate, a comedian, a mother, a businesswoman, a survivor, and, still, one of the most instantly recognizable figures in modern pop culture. Her story isn't over, not even close. If anything, she's entering her most impactful era yet. Mel B. An even more expanded, full-spectrum biography of a pop culture powerhouse. Mel B's story is one of those rare ones where the person behind the fame is just as compelling as the star persona. The more you learn about her, the more you realize how much grit, humor, instinct, and sheer life force she brings to everything she does. Let's peel back even more layers. The early mosaic, family, identity. In the spirit of Leeds, Melanie Janine Brown grew up in a household filled with music, dancing, and a blend of cultures. Her father, Martin Brown, came from the Caribbean island of Nevis, bringing with him traditions, rhythms, and discipline. Her mother, Andrea Brown, came from working-class Yorkshire, with a straightforward, no-nonsense British sensibility. That mix, Caribbean fire and Yorkshire bluntness, basically created the blueprint for Mel B's personality. She has described herself as a wild child, but underneath the wildness was discipline from years of dance, pride in her heritage, a desire to break out of limitations, a need to be seen and heard. Leeds wasn't exactly the entertainment capital of the world, but it was where she learned to stand tall and take up space, something she'd later encourage millions of girls to do. The audition that changed history. When Mel B auditioned for the group that would become the Spice Girls, she showed up with big energy, big hair, big ambition. She wasn't the polished one. She wasn't the safe choice. But she was unforgettable, and that mattered. The producers quickly realized she wasn't just talented, she was a personality factory. She had star quality that couldn't be taught. And once she was in the group, she became one of the gravitational forces pulling the project towards something iconic. The Spice Girls. Inside the machine. Here's the deeper truth. Mel B didn't just fit the Spice Girls, she helped shape them. 1. She embodied the girl power mantra naturally. Mel B lived loudly. She didn't wait for permission. She didn't tone herself down. She didn't apologize for wanting it all. 2. She was the group's spark. She injected humor, chaos, warmth, and spontaneity into interviews. If the group felt too polished, Mel B cracked it open. 3. She pushed performance boundaries. Her dance background meant
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.